Welcome back to Day 2 of FACT 2025. Thanks for coming in early on time, and I hope you have breakfast and all that stuff. I'm Kerry, the Executive Director of Programming here. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the lands and waterways of Greater Melbourne and the people of the Kulin Nation, and recognise that ACME is located on the lands of the Wurundjeri people. I also pay respect to Aboriginal elders, both past and present, and warmly acknowledge any elders who have joined us here today. I'd like to kick today off by thanking Seb and the team at ACME who have curated and produced such an inspiring and engaging convening. And of course to our partners, to whom we are so grateful for their support and engagement with our work. Creative Australia, Bloomberg, the British Council, the US Consul, and Creative Victoria. An abiding thought and spirit for us today, conviviality. Thank you to Professor Jennifer Deegan. I got so fully absorbed in her talk, but also in the spirit that she was encouraging us to think about how we collaborate, what we do and what we make. So if you hung out with each other last night, whether you had dinner, had drinks, or came to the mixer, I really hope that you got to meet new people, and I really encourage you to make the awkward effort to flash your name tag and go, hi, and meet someone new and have a talk with someone in a way that maybe makes you feel a bit awkward, but also gives you a new connection and relationship. And I really hope that your brains and your hearts are pulsing with new energy, curious questions, and maybe some pushback. Who knows? The theme that we're exploring in many, many ways is infrastructures, and they're the underpinning of our existence. How we build them, how we understand the societal tensions they hold, how we can repurpose them, and even undoing and making anew. Yesterday's sessions drove us from the epic and elemental, to economics, intertwined ecologies and governance, to creating seminal performances in exploratory mediums and redefining anthropology. While you're in our museum, I want to share with you what our infrastructure makes possible. Our infrastructure is really through our talent and our program, and amplified by our museum XOS. And that investment in infrastructure is a long-term thing. What we make today and the programs we make and export nationally and internationally wouldn't be possible if there hadn't been the vision to have a renewal with significant investment and commitment to infrastructure. And that commitment doesn't end when the renewal is done. That commitment is an ongoing operational commitment. And so for many of you in this room, perhaps you're in conversations or meetings where you can't seem to make a change, or you can't get the ongoing investment. But infrastructure is also operational, and it's a commitment that you need to work with your organisations to drive, because without that, it's always just going to be a project change or an incremental change. And if we're trying to make things that impact society and that have longevity and legacy and remain relevant, we need to not just think in project timeframes. We need to think in long timeframes, and the future not as something that we can perhaps impact ourselves fully, but that will continue after we've moved on. So one of the things I'm really proud of is the lens and the Museum XOS, and we continue to iterate on that lens, and we wanted to do that in a really tangible way, which is why it's made of cardboard and you can take it home. We've also experimented with it as being part of your ticket, and I'm super proud of the team who've brought together the machine learning tools for our collections access, and that's live on the website. And those kind of tools are tools that we want to share with other organisations, because it's not just about, we're not about reinventing wheels, we're not about proprietary stuff, it's about what can we do to change the way museums operate in the 21st century. So I really encourage you to talk to the ACME team if something piques your interest. And we do this not just for Victorian visitors and visitors to this building. We do this to get our work out into the world through touring and consultation. So I'm going to ask you to take time, please, to take time to explore the museum downstairs, to explore our permanent exhibition, to understand how everything we're talking about here on stage with you and why Seb shapes fact the way he does. The museum itself and our program is the ultimate public expression of that. And it's not always visible, but I want you to get the snapshot while you're here. So with our ongoing commitment to video games only increasing with the launch of that major exhibition you just saw the trailer for in September, Honk Untitled Goose exhibition in Gallery 3 is a really wild new way to explore and unpack video games. And Ginny, who is the curator, who's interviewing Adrian later, they did a tremendous job drawing the line to from slapstick comedy to that really naughty goose. And what I love seeing is the intergenerational discovery that happens in that gallery, the way that kids are playing games that are not released, exclusive content. People are staring at GitHub repositories. And we've got a really beautiful slapstick. It draws it all the way back to slapstick comedy. So it's really a prelude to what we're going to be doing in our major exhibition, but Honk is also going to be touring nationally. So what starts here can go on for many, many years and hopefully inspire and share and create ways for people to engage with creative making and development themselves. The world is a bit hectic right now, and it's going to continue to be, and I think we probably all really overreading the news. But with our major exhibition, The Future and Other Fictions, we wanted to really counter the dystopian tropes of the futures on the screen and do that through a mindset of pluralism, abundance, and demonstrate how those futures are made through screen culture creators. So please go down and check it out. We have 2 really beautiful new commissions by Australian artists, and we have visions of futures that are actually possible if we all put our minds to it. And they're not utopian, they're protopian. And we've also managed to build some really wonderful relationships with studios like Weta and Australian artists who live outside of Australia who are pursuing their careers internationally, like Liam Young. And we're really, really proud of the commission we did with Hannah Bronte. And so I just really encourage you to get downstairs and spend some time. And making the poster down there, I won't give it away too much, but we want to make interactives that aren't just screen all the time. It's why costumes matter, it's why objects matter, as well as digital culture. And we've really found that people spend a tremendous amount of time making their own poster, which is such a reward for us because every time we make a new exhibition, we experiment. When we did Marshmallow Laserfeast Works of Nature, we took the bold step in collaboration with the artists of putting a 9-minute meditation at the beginning of the exhibition. That was risky. I mean, do 4-year-olds want to meditate for 9 minutes? Do people want to sit in beanbags and just breathe to Cate Blanchett? Turns out they did. And we had 76,000 people come to that show, and we're touring it across the world now. So I'm just taking risks with how you design and create experiences is really wonderful, and it's rewarding, but it's also risky. And the commissions we do, they are really milestones in the artists we work with careers. So Angela Tiatia's work went on to be screened at the Tate Modern, and it's now in our collection. And Ah Young Kim's work, Delivery Dancer's Arc, which is in Gallery 2 as a multi-screened installation. She's a wonderful South Korean artist. Today was just announced as forming part of her first solo show in America at PS1. So this is the impact of our infrastructure and our people and our talent. I sound like I'm boasting, but I'm just really proud of what everybody commits to making here, and I hope that when you come out of the fact experience that you can engage with the work you do and find that pride and find that push to keep going. Because, culture is often seen as not framing its value proposition very well, and that's really why we're here together, to think about what our value proposition is and who we are giving that to and what for and what they're going to experience and what that legacy might mean over time, because change is incremental. So please take time to discover our beautifully curated exhibitions while you're here. Please dive deep into the workshops on Friday And we have an incredible weekend of Futures programming ahead of us that includes some of the wonderful talent you've heard from on stage today. So enough of me, because you guys want to get on with day 2. Have fun, enjoy, and don't forget, hydrate, coffee, take breaks. Thank you.